Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Now you might be wondering, what is this? Like, this is not Granny, what is this? This is not DV Loper or anything like that. And I'm going to explain why this is and what this video is. Now you may have noticed I have uploaded 2 videos instead of the usual 1. And that's because I want to start a new series and I want to see how it performs. It probably will not perform well, since this video is just purely a meme and nothing else. But if you find this funny for some reason, or more or less, come on, but like, if that's the case, like and subscribe, I guess. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading creepypastas, quote unquote, but they're not really creepy, they're more strange. I forgot to mention this, but today, if you can't tell from the title, we're going to be reading Despicable Me, Gruicide. So let's begin. I went to Best Buy in a day like any other to pick up Ted vs. Flash Gordon, the Ultimate Collection on Blu-ray. When I walked into the store, the employee at the door muttered a crisp, "Fuck you," to which I retaliated by flip-kicking him into the cash register, blasting the thing open and causing money and shit to go flying everywhere across the store. Security came and tried to arrest me, but I knocked them out with a flat-screen TV, incapacitated some fat ass who tried to stop me, bat-flipped over 3 shelves, brought the security monitor crashing down onto another security guy's head, bowled over several displays, smashed a PS5, and then calmly walked to the counter and paid for my movie like a good citizen. On the way home, the cops tried to chase me, but I threw a fucking flash bang grenade onto the road, causing a 6-car pileup and stopping those cops right in their tracks. I'm a veteran, by the way. Don't mess with the fucking vets, jackass. When I finally got home to watch my fucking movie, it didn't even have Ted 1, Ted 2, and Flash Gordon inside. Instead, someone had crammed fucking Despicable Me, Despicable Me 2, and some fucking bozo ass special feature or some knockoff shit called Despicable Me Gruicide in there. Honestly, I considered going back to Best Buy to light the entire place on fire, but the cops are already looking for me, so I figured I'd just stay at home, watch what the fuck Gruicide was, because it sounded like it might have some good old-fashioned American action. The movie opened on some Chinese dancers for like 2 seconds before everything went black and the Illumination logo appeared on screen. Some angry man screamed, "Illumination?" as half the letters on the logo fell off and it just read, Yamato. We see a minion getting hit by a car like Brian from Family Guy. Then the Despicable Me logo appeared. We open on Gru wiping his windshield with one of his minions. The minion loses control of his bowels and shits down the front of the Groomobile. "Ah, come on, Dave!" Gru fucking bellowed with the force of a raging bull. Gru then smashed the minion straight into the windshield so fucking hard he exploded in a bloody mess. Gru then whipped out an enormous firehouse and blasted the Groomobile with such a forceful gust of water that it went straight through ceiling through his neighbor's fucking house and into their pool, destroying literally everything. Gru then walked into his house. His brother Drew was on the couch watching the 2017 movie Among Us. Gru ripped his TV out of the wall and smashed it all over the floor. Drew sighed. "Brother, stop smashing the TV. Remember what the doctor said about your anger management," Drew said as he pressed a button that made a brand new TV come out of the wall so he can continue watching the 2017 horror film Among Us. "Fuck the doctor!" Gru screamed. Damn, there was swearing in this movie. That was unexpected. "But brother, you must listen to him. Your blood pressure is too high," said Drew. You want to see a high fucking blood pressure, brother? Gru screamed as he dumped a fucking barrel of salt into his mouth, smashed a bag of sugar down his throat, and started smoking a fucking cigarette. Gru then whipped out one of those blood pressure checking devices and stabbed it in his nose, causing it to read, "Literally gonna fucking die." Before Gru hit a fat fucking dab, and I shit you not, he fucking died. What a Chad, honestly. Just straight up died just to stick it up to his fucking doctor. Drew then sighed, opened the door to his closet, whipped out the fucking Infinity Gauntlet from Marvel, of course, and went back in time to resurrect Gru. "Brother, you got to stop doing that shit," said Drew. "But you got to admit, brother, that one was pretty fucking cool, with the salt and shit," said Gru proudly. This interaction gave off the vibe that Gru had killed himself for sure before, perhaps even frequently. "Yes, brother, I'd admit it's some pretty cool shit," said Drew. "Can we do it again?" screamed Gru. "No, brother, we are not doing this shit again. I don't like watching you die," yelled Drew. "Okay," said Gru as he sat down on the couch with Drew to continue watching the 2017 movie Among Us. "Brother, did you know if you ask for a refill on your fries at McDonald's, they will give you more fries?" said Gru. "Really, brother?" said Drew. "We must do this immediately." The movie immediately cut to Gru and Drew gorging themselves on McDonald's fries as Kanye West's Celebration played in the background. At one point, Gru leapt over the counter and started shoving fries directly into his mouth, which pissed this fucking staff off who tried to stop him. But Gru knocked out the entire staff team with some kick-ass kung fu shit, then proceeded to fucking slam the manager's face into the chicken boiling water before giving every burger and fry in the store for free. Gru and Drew then fucking blew down the doors and walked out in slow motion as Gru pressed a button and the entire McDonald's exploded in the background. The cops then appeared to try and arrest Gru and Drew, but the Gru brothers leapt over the police cars like fucking John Wick and gunned down the fucking cops in a bloody shootout. This was not some pussy ass kids movie. This is what Despicable Me should have always been. Pure fucking American violence. The police then brought in choppers and shit to try and stop Gru and Drew, but Gru shot a fucking hook onto one of the copters, attached it to the nearest police car, then started driving through the fucking car straight through the wreckage of McDonald's, pulling the fucking chopper down and causing a massive fucking explosion. As Drew whipped out a rocket launcher and took out the other helicopter. People started evacuating the area as the fucking military appeared and started bringing tanks and shit into the vicinity. "Fuck, brother, tanks!" Drew screamed as Gru remote controlled the Grumobile to crash through the tanks, tearing them like fucking paper. Gru and Drew got into the Grumobile and annihilated the military. "This is getting out of hand, brother!" Drew screamed, but Gru didn't seem to give a shit. Gru rammed the Grumobile straight through the fucking bed bath and beyond, spraying lotion and shit everywhere. More tanks came in, bursting into the store and started shooting at Gru, causing people to run out of the store screaming. "Stop fucking shooting!" Gru screamed at the military. "I am the good guy here. I just want to give everyone free fries." "You blew up the fucking McDonald's!" Someone screamed back at Gru, to which he responded by blowing them the fuck up. "Would you like some free fucking fries?" Gru said as he held out several containers of McDonald's fries. The crazy motherfucker was genuinely trying to give people free fries and was fighting the law and the government to do it. Was Gru one of those anti-establishment heroes? Suddenly, massive portals and extremely science fiction-y looking UFOs came flying out. "Oh shit! Is this the shit that happened in Area 51? Gru fucking screamed. When I looked closer, however, I realized the UFOs were being piloted by other Grus. One of the Grus had a mohawk, Another had a mustache, and yet another Gru had a Slendrina mask attached to a string. What the fuck? Clones! Gru screamed as he tried to shoot at the other Grus. Gru's weaponry didn't seem to affect the UFOs, however, as they got sucked Gru and Drew into a massive portal. Suddenly, Gru and Drew wound up in what looked like a massive hotel that was floating through outer space for some random-ass reason. Oh shit, brother, we're here in space! Shrieked Drew. Calm down, Drew, said Gru. Just use the Infinity Gauntlet and get us out of here. Drew tried to use the Infinity Gauntlet, but it was gone. Brother, I can't find the Infinity Gauntlet, yelled Drew. Gru then directly looked into the screen like he was fucking looking at me and muttered, Hook, in an uncharacteristically low voice. Suddenly a door opened and like 6 different versions of Gru and Drew appeared. Who the fuck are you guys? Asked Drew. We are the Gru Variance Authority, said one of the other Grus. You are both under arrest for the crimes against the multiverse and the secret Gru timeline. One of the yet other Grus, or maybe it was an alternate Drew, I couldn't really fucking tell, began to explain how our universe's Gru and Drew had disrupted the proper flow of time by traveling across the multiverse, assembling the Infinity Gauntlet, killing the Cat in the Hat twice, I may add, and disrupting some disturbed alternate Toy Story universe. Among other things that were so fucking weird, I don't even want to try and explain them. When the fuck did Gru and Drew do all that shit? I don't remember any of that from the previous movies. Yet again, I did fall asleep during Despicable Me 2. This whole movie felt like a massive lawsuit just waiting to happen. Illumination didn't own the rights to the Cat in the Hat or Toy Story, the Infinity Gauntlet, or the McDonald's, or any of that shit. Alternate Gru Drew, whoever the fuck, let's just call him Weird Gru, went on to explain the normal Gru and Drew's attack on the US military was the last straw, and now the Gru Variance Authority had captured them to stop them from doing any more damage. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want all the time! Weird Gru shrieked at normal Gru and Drew. You're the sorry excuse for the Gru, yelled normal Gru, which is what I'm gonna be calling the main one, you know, our Gru if you will. A real Gru does whatever the fuck he wants. You and all the rest of your bullshit Grus are just slaves to the Gru Variance Authority. Weird Gru then whipped out an energy rod or some shit and said, That's enough talking out of you. You will be prone now. Weird Gru and the other Grus then touched normal Gru and Drew with the weird energy rods, causing them to evaporate. Gru and Drew then wake up in some fucking wasteland. Big motherfucking text appeared on screen that read, Current location, the end of time. This place looks like shit. Where the fuck are we? Detroit? Yelled Drew. We are not in Detroit, brother! Screamed Gru. We are stranded at the end of time. Suddenly Gru's pupil shrank. Brother, there's a rubber band in my ass, said Gru. There's a rock band in your ass, said Drew. That's a bit crude enthusiasm, brother. You could just say you have noisy thoughts. No, brother, a rubber band! We need to get it out! Screamed Gru. Oh shit, brother! Pull down your pants! Howled Drew. Gru, left with no real other choice, yanked his pants down as the heavy metal cover of the song All Eyes on Me from Bo Burnham's Inside began to play, except the lyrics, Get your fucking hands up, was replaced with Pull your fucking pants down. Get it out, brother! Gru shrieked as Drew stuck a pair of pliers into Gru's ass and pulled out the rubber band. It's going deeper, brother! Screamed Drew. What the fuck? Gru barked. Drew then jammed a bottle of laxatives down Gru's throat and Gru shit the fucking rubber band out all over the ground. At least that's over, said Gru as he pulled out a roll of toilet paper out of literally nowhere and began to wipe his ass. Now, as I was saying, we are stranded at the end of time. Stranded at the end of time, said a voice behind them. Gru and Drew turned around to face... The fuck? Gru and Drew turned around to face He-Man. What the fuck? He-Man! Yelled Gru and Drew at the exact same time. Actually, I'm kinda going by they man these days. That's why these motherfuckers threw me in here. I guess they just couldn't get with the times. They said I'm not supposed to call myself they man. Not good for the brand, I guess. You'd be amazed at what kind of other rejects we have in here, said He-Man. Or was it they man now? At that moment, LeBron James walked by, loudly muttered, "Fuck Space Jam 2, deflatedly kicked his basketball, and missed. Bugs Bunny then appeared, but instead of saying, "Hey, what's up, Doc?" he had the voice of Scarface, and his catchphrase was, "Hey, fuck you, bitch!" He was accompanied by some brown Daffy Duck variant named Shitty Dick, who kept loudly making realistic duck noises and bugging his eyes out of his head. "This place sucks ass," yelled Gru. "What's this I hear about sucking ass?" said a booming voice behind Gru and Drew as they came face to face with a frat bone muscular version of George. Are you serious? Really? 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 A muscular frat bro version of George Washington. He looked like the version from the Netflix film America the Motion Picture. "Brothers, if sucking ass is what we have to preserve motherfucking American motherfucking freedom, then sign me the motherfucking fuck up!" yelled Washington as he bat flipped into the air and landed with the force of a bulldozer. I guess Gru and Drew were stuck in limbo along with alternate versions of famous characters and people who didn't turn out the way they were supposed to. "This is a fucking shit show, brother. We need to get out of here immediately," yelled Drew. "But how, brother?" said Gru. "Guys, what's my catchphrase?" They man asked. "Not now, dude. Nobody's gonna jack up your fucking ego," said Washington. "No, seriously, I can't fucking remember my catchphrase," said They man. "Oh, for fuck's sake, it's I have the power," said Gru. "Oh shit! Yeah, that's it," yelled They man. "I have the power!" Dayman screeched as a mass of lightning bolt tore through the fucking sky, tearing open some kind of rift in the air. "Good shit, Dayman," said Drew. You know what? Just call me He-Man for now. It's better for the brand. I don't think the viewers at home are quite ready for They-Man just yet, said, He-Man. "Now, let's get the fuck out of here. Those bastards tried to take away my memories from my dope-ass catchphrase, and now they're gonna fucking pay." "Fuck yeah, dude. Let's fucking go, dude. Alright, dudes. We gotta get the fuck out of here, this bitch. Dude," yelled George Washington as he ejected rockets from his pants and started blasting through the rift. A second later, he came back through. "Shit, I almost forgot about your swaggin' ass dude bros. Jump on my back for freedom shit, yo." So everyone jumped into Washington's impossibly massive fucking back and they blasted off. "Freedom, motherfucker!" he screamed as a big eagle made out of fucking fire fucking fucked the fucking sky and everything fucking exploded. When they came out of the portal, He-Man lurched over and vomited rainbows everywhere. "I knew there was expired fish in my Pokeball. Never eating that shithole again. Chinatown in Vancouver is a fucking joke," He-Man said. "Dude, the fuck are you talking about? Pokeballs are Japanese, dipshit," yelled Washington. "Who the fuck eats Japanese food anyway? I only eat American, bitch. Buffalo wings every day of the week, motherfucker. We deep fry everything. I'll deep fry a motherfucking Oreo in the name of freedom, bitch. Maybe you'd like a fucking Pokeball if it was deep fried and supersized. Welcome to America, motherfucker." What the hell was this movie? Seriously, why was I watching George Washington swearing at He-Man about food that didn't even exist in his time? And why was it in a Despicable Me movie out of all things? Suddenly a cowboy version of Gru appeared. "Yay fucking haw, bitches!" screamed Cowboy Gru. "Who the fuck are you, bitch?" screamed Washington. "I'm gonna liberate your head from your shoulders, motherfucker." Washington whipped out a chainsaw and attempted to slice Cowboy Gru's head off. But Cowboy Gru pulled out a whip and yanked his chainsaw out of Washington's hands. "Shit, brother, we need to do something," yelled Drew to Normal Gru. Normal Gru then vomited a freeze grenade into his hand and threw it at Cowboy Gru. "I always keep a spare grenade in my intestines," Normal Gru said proudly as he shattered Cowboy Gru in half. "Can you motherfuckers stop throwing shit up?" yelled Washington, to which He-Man responded by smacking him in the back of the head with a massive sword and knocking him out. "What the fuck? He-Man!" Gru yelled. He-Man then started Fortnite dancing over Washington's unconscious body. "Guess he didn't have the fucking power. America the Beautiful, my fucking ass. I got the power. I've got the power. I've got the power. I've got the—" "Shut the fuck up!" screamed Washington as he woke up and smacked He-Man in the face. "Where the fuck are we anyway?" "We're in Gru Varianza, said Gru. "And we need to burn this shit to the fucking ground." Suddenly, Porky Pig came smashing through the wall in a rapper outfit from Space Jam 2. This was the second Space Jam 2 reference in this bitch-ass movie. What was this shit? "Oh fuck! It's the notorious P.I.J!" yelled He-Man as Porky Pig whipped out a boombox and began a rap. The rap was literally just some MP3 of a notorious B.I.J. song. It wasn't even in Porky's voice. It was literally just rapping a regular track. I witnessed Porky Pig saying the N-word so many times I was legitimately ready to just go and get my 9mm out of my cabinet and end it all before He-Man dropkicked Porky Pig, took the mic, and began to sing his own rap. "Motherfuckers, let's go! It's He-Man, yo! I'll strike this pig bitch down like his name was Skeletor. You best warn brother that I'm coming for WB, cause Space Jam 2 was a catastrophe. Damn, bitch, you can call this shit a movie? It makes me wanna blow my brains with an Uzi. Yeah, that's right, He-Man, I'm the next Kid Cudi. With boss so hard, Eminem's about to sue me. Make Tupac wanna come out of the grave to shoot me, so he don't get dethroned by the greatest fucker ever, me. I'm always on my A game, dropping rhymes in a pinch. I have the power to fuck your bitch." The boombox then exploded from the strength of He-Man's bars, incinerating Porky Pig and turning him into fresh motherfucking bacon. Just then, 3 more alternate Grus appeared: Cop Gru, Army Gru, and Jewish Gru. "You're under arrest," yelled Cop Gru. "You can't arrest freedom, motherfucker!" screamed Washington as he leapt into the air at Cop Gru, but it was too late. Cop Gru and Army Gru whipped out their guns and shot Washington 700 fucking times in the chest. "Freedom, motherfucker," said Washington, and then he died, activating the bomb in his chest and killing Cop Gru, Army Gru, and Jewish Gru. Suddenly, taps began to play out of nowhere to honor Washington's death as everyone bowed their heads as a massive eagle flew overhead. "Look, brother!" Drew yelled as he pointed out a massive hole in the wall created by the explosion. Drew, and He-Man crept through the hole and into what appeared to be a secret office hidden away from the rest of the organization. In the center of the room, someone was sitting in a chair. "What a shame your friend had to die," said a mysterious voice. "He could have just stayed to the end of time, which is more than enough for a fairy like him. But he had just to be a rebel, just like the 3 of you. I knew you'd make it difficult, but this is far beyond anything I expected." "Who the fuck are you?" screamed Gru. The figure in their chair stood up and revealed himself to be none other than Peter Pan. He was wearing a yellow outfit instead of the green one, but other than that, it was definitely Peter Pan. "My name isn't Peter Pan anymore. It's Peter Piss! And I'm pissed the fuck off! I'm a variant just like everyone else here. I'm the first variant, in fact. I'm just like Peter Pan, except for one little thing. I have anger issues." The movie abruptly froze and a Batman the Brave and the Bold episode started playing with the title Curtains of the Music Meister, but it was incredibly low resolution. The footage was of the Music Meister fucking shitting onion rings on the toilet. some crack house bathroom until his spine and skull came shitting out too? Ah! Music Meister screamed as the entire nervous system burst out of his ass too? Yo, the fuck did this have to do with anything? The movie then cut back to the actual story. As I was saying, Peter Piss continued, I have anger issues. The movie then froze again. Music Meister then appeared again on screen, sang a couple of words, and vanished into a cloud of smoke before a CNN broadcast from 2006 began to play. What were these interruptions? Like, this was the most important part of the movie. I almost lost it when the footage changed to Dr. Doom ripping his face off and putting it on a pizza as some awful Bruno Mars impersonator sang in the background. We then see several severed human asses coming out of a water slide as an extremely loud voice screamed, "Buy one, get one free." The next scene disturbed me greatly. We then see Sonic the Hedgehog shitting in a public bathroom and loudly moaning, "Yeah, gotta go fast!" before he decided to get off the toilet and shit into the urinal instead. The pool of piss in the urinal grew eyes and a mouth and began to scream, "Death to the invader!" referring to the shit that was now entering. Sonic screamed and just ran out of the bathroom at super speed, leaving a trail of Sonic shit all over the walls and floor. A big letter U with dots came over and crashed into everything, causing a massive explosion. Woody from Toy Story crawled out of the wreckage and said, "Finally, a brand new you," before everything cut out and the movie finally returned to Despicable Me. "As I was saying, motherfuckers," continued Peter Piss, "Disney fucking scrapped me because I was too aggressive, so now I'm scrapping all of you. This isn't the Gru variant's authority anymore. It's the everyone variant's authority. Everyone who deviates from their intended character will suffer like I did. I can't have my freedom, then no one can. All I wanted to do was be Peter Pan, but now I'm forever stuck as Peter fucking Piss. Once I've finally gathered enough variants, they'll have no choice but to help me destroy the main timeline. Peter Pan will be eliminated, and I'll finally have what I deserve." At this point, He-Man yelled, "Damn, dude, don't you have the power to shut the fuck up?" Peter Piss then started levitating in the air and summoning an army of Gru variants to help him. "Alright, brother," yelled Gru to Drew. "We must do something we never thought was possible. We must kill hundreds of us. It's not suicide, brother. It's Gruicide." Gru and Drew then started brutally slaughtering the Gru variants. Gru spiked one's head in a pike, then threw into a crowd of others, yelling, "Who wants to play Gru ball?" before the head exploded, killing several Gru variants. Drew started lining the place up with tripwires that immediately caught Gru variants, ripping their legs off and killing them instantly, while He-Man brutally struck them down with his sword. Gru then whipped out a heavy machine gun, gunned down a few more alternate Grus, and started shooting at Peter Piss. "I am the one true Gru. You cannot stop me, Peter Piss. No one can stop Gru." Peter Piss started shooting magic bursts of, you guessed it, piss at Gru, but Gru whipped out an anti-piss gun, which exists apparently, and blasted a torrent of counter-piss at Peter. He-Man then leapt onto the table, screamed, "I have the motherfucking power!" grabbed Peter Piss and summoned a massive ray of powerful energy. "Damn you, He-Man!" screamed Peter Piss. "It's They-Man now! Fuck the brand!" screamed He-Man or They-Man, whatever, as a massive energy blast disintegrated them both. The movie then panned to a few weeks later. We see Gru and Drew back on Earth holding a hero's funeral for They-Man in Washington. Suddenly, we hear a voice behind them. "Do you motherfuckers have any idea what you've done?" said none other than Mickey Mouse. What the fuck? Mickey Mouse? Said Drew. Why are you here? Said Gru. Mickey sighed. Peter Pan! Do you have any idea what you've done? Peter Pan never knew this, but Disney allowed him to exist because he kept the other variant timelines in check. Now that he's gone, you've destroyed his organization. Every possible timeline in the multiverse is just being unleashed. You have no idea what you've done. Mickey then vanished into a cloud of smoke. What the fuck was that shit? Gru screamed as the movie abruptly ended and the credits began to roll to the sound of a fat guy taking a shit. The end. Or was it? I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have just as many questions as you guys, but like if you found this funny or somewhat entertaining, like and subscribe, as if this video does well, I'll make another creepypasta that is made by the same guy, and it's actually kind of somewhat connected to Gruicide. It's not really clear, because I have read it before, and I don't even know if I want to read it to you guys, but if you want me to read it, like and subscribe, and I don't know, share this video or something. If you want to read it for yourself, I've linked the original story in the description if you want to read it for yourself. For whatever reason, with that being said, I'll see you guys the next time I upload a creepypasta, if that ever happens. But if it doesn't happen, I do gameplay videos, which is kind of obvious if you've seen my channel before, of DV Loper videos. But yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys next time.